Reckoning is the final map of Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it's so close to being a top tier map. So yes, after a long wait, Reckoning has arrived, and boy, it is going to be polarizing. I can feel that already. Some will hate the layout, some will love it. Some will hate the Uberklaus, some will love it. Some will hate the atmosphere, some will love it. Some will hate the Easter egg, some will love it. Okay, that's basically every map ever, but this one feels special because it can be really quite all over the place with how the map plays. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's walk through Reckoning and see what we have in this final chapter of Black Ops 6 Zombies. Is it a worthy conclusion to the game? I want to look at Reckoning from the two perspectives it's going to be seen through. From the eyes of a more casual player and the eyes of a vet who will be diving into the Easter egg and story and all of that. First up is going to be the casual look. When you play this map just to play it and mess around and shoot zombies, how is it? How does it feel to play? For the most part, the answer is actually pretty good, but there are some drawbacks. Starting with the layout of the map, we have our first heavily vertical map in a long time, since Die Rise really, all the way back in Black Ops 2. Map layout is incredibly important as it leads into everything else the map has to offer. I do believe that verticality works well here in Reckoning. It never takes too long to get where you want to go, not much longer, if at all, when compared to other maps of this size. It is a different way to experience a map and learn the layout, but not bad. Traversal isn't too bad, and generally has a unique zombies feel which is positive. There are portals, personnel cannons, and aether elevators. These get you up and down or across to another tower. Given a run or two, I think players will have the layout down well. It really isn't super complicated. This vertical design also does allow the map to play in a more difficult way. Without it expanding horizontally, there are less wide open spaces to exist in. There are certainly some good training spots here and there, but overall things are a little bit tighter, which is good for a change. The map has some dynamic locations where it doesn't all look the same as other parts of the map or other maps in the game. We have the standard government type office spaces, but we also have testing facilities and areas overgrown with dark aether growths and mushrooms and stuff, and we have a particle accelerator room where gravity fluctuates. These things add to the map, and in this regard, it felt really nice to run around this map and feel like it's a zombies location. You never know with the modern zombies maps if they're going to do that or not. One part of this layout that I am not fond of is that it introduces parachuting to round-based zombies. This is a disappointing thing for me as it is yet another step away from the zombies' identity and a little bit closer to that warzone-ification crap that we always hear about. When there was parachuting in Outbreak, it didn't bother me because those were massive maps that it made sense in, and that was also a separate deal from round-based zombies. Here in Reckoning, I am not a fan of parachuting being in the map, and I wish that it was not here. That is my nitpick, but maybe you agree, let me know. Overall, I think the layout is good, and so is the atmosphere for the most part, considering it's a modern zombies game. I'm going to do a brief interjection and say I really liked the music in this map. I'm not sure why it stood out to me, but the music between rounds and during the game, it just stuck out to me more than normal, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned it in this video as a positive because I finally paid attention to the music and it drew me in. That's something that hasn't really happened in a long time, so good job on the music for Reckoning. As you progress through the map, you naturally will wind up with having Pack-a-Punch opened up. I enjoy the sequence for doing this in Reckoning quite a bit. Making your way up to the way top of the first tower by jumping through the second tower, you will wind up by a particle accelerator. You will turn this on and it will start to have some issues. You need to jump in, shoot crystals to stabilize the accelerator, and once you do so, you activate the intermittent gravity and the Pack-a-Punch. The Pack-a-Punch machine will teleport between the four corners of the room from time to time, making that a little more unique. And even more fun is that during gravity changes, it will float up and down, making you have to jump to use it sometimes, or it will just be low when you get there, but maybe by the time you reach it, it is higher, so now you have to jump for it. This is simple, but I am highlighting it because it is these types of little things that add up to make zombies, zombies. These little flares of character build on each other and lead to the unique and fun experience that is COD Zombies. This is a super simple thing that does wonders for this map in my eyes. Something else that is amazing is the Pack-a-Punch camo. I haven't been this hyped by seeing a pack camo and I can't even tell you how long. I love this camo, and to think I was prepared for disappointment like every map recently. I am so used to doing my first Pack-a-Punch on a new map, looking at it, sighing, and forgetting all about it after the match. Here though, this is the best looking camo I have seen in so long, especially the tier 1 and tier 3 levels of it. This thing is amazing. Great color schemes, tons of little details and drawings within the camo, it's moving around, it is fun to look at, and I kept looking at it all match, inspecting my weapon constantly. I literally haven't cared about a camo in so long, so I don't know why this one just tickled my brain the perfect way, but I love it, and it's definitely a huge win for another small detail of this map. Another small detail for me was the Forsaken and his lines while he's sitting in his little machine over there. He is within the map and speaks while in a motionless machine. His lines are sometimes kind of cringy, but often are just fun to listen to. I like to train right by where he is, and hearing all the wacky stuff he says is fun. It is another thing that is charming and reminds me of the old times a little bit when characters would say some of the oddest things. I have to say, my biggest takeaway from Reckoning so far has been that the little things are really good and add up to help the experience a lot. It is the big things, literally, that I have been having troubles with. Let's talk about the new enemies within this map. I have to say, it is wonderful that this map actually has new enemies. 2.5 of them to be exact. We have a new special round with Commando Klaus spawning, and these float around with the goal of blowing up all over your face. This is the new dog round, and it is good to see a unique enemy. I am going to say this again, just like I did for Shattered Veil. Please make a different announcer line to introduce these rounds. Tear them to pieces. Makes sense for buggy, parasites, and vermin. It doesn't work the same with toxic zombies and Commando Klauses. Please, put the little effort in to write and record one different line. Or just don't even record a line. Put in a different music cue or something and just rip out the tear them to pieces line. Something, please. Anyway, that's the first enemy. They're good, they're new, thumbs up. The second new enemy is the Uber Klaus, who is a massive mech. He is a monster, but before we talk fighting him, I want to say that he has good charm too. It adds flavor to the map to have him mocking you as he chases you around. Fighting him though is a mixed bag. My first time around, I could not for the life of me kill him quickly or even kind of not slow. I tried all ammo mods and I found that Napalm Burst and Cryo Freeze were his two weaknesses, but they only sometimes worked. I could tell he had weak points on his shoulders, but these didn't lead to anything. I kept lighting him up and it didn't do anything. It didn't break, it didn't stun him. I was having issues, so I ended up having an Uber Klaus alive for 3 full rounds because it took me that long to kill him. I have found him to be inconsistent. That first match was the worst easily. Each time he spawned in, it was like this. In subsequent matches, I am able to most of the time get his weak points to pop and kill him pretty quick, but even still there are some times where it just won't go. I don't know if he is bugged out right now or if this is how he's designed, but it's inconsistent at the very least, and I'd like to see it get smoothed out. Once you do kill him though, we get our 2.5 enemy when the Uber Klaus core pops out of him and chases you. He flies, he is more nimble, and he's pretty easy to kill. The new enemies are a mildly positive thing for me. They themselves aren't my favorites, but I would absolutely take this over recycled garbage every map. Speaking of recycled garbage, goddamn Doppelgas. Hi again. I don't like you guys, and I hate you even more in this map. They don't even fit the vibe of this map. A lot of advanced tech. We see a robot assembly line. The Klaus things, they all make sense. The Doppelgas don't belong. They stick out like a sore thumb. Once you breach round 22, have fun, because every round that isn't even a special round, you'll have at least 2 doppelgasts. Usually it's 2, but not always. I've had the number get as high as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fucking 9 doppelgasts in one round. I want you to break my fucking knees and spit in my mouth while I scream for mercy. Fuck these doppelgasts, fuck the boss spam of Black Ops 6. I thought they finally learned after seeing how they handled Shattered Veil with this regard. But no, we're back with this boss spam. It is absolutely not as bad as other maps, but hey, could we just not do this? I don't want or need special zombies every single round, and I definitely don't need multiple of them. Okay, crash out over. When it comes to the new enemies, I'm at the very least just happy that they are new enemies. When it comes to doppelgasts, I have to say that they are single-handedly the biggest detractors from this being a map I would love. This is where I have a hard time imagining any casuals loving this map because it just kind of gets frustrating to play. You can't just run around and train zombies. You have to handle these special zombies constantly, the mini-bosses, constantly. Even for people who are zombies vets, we don't like the boss spam either. I think that with all of that being said, I can still say that this map errs more on the side of good, and if casual players are willing to take the time and learn the layout, they may find a map that they really enjoy. I, for one, was pleasantly surprised by this map in these regards, and so I hope other people liked it and can also enjoy the map. I find that for me, it's a map that draws me in more. I am more interested in playing this map than I have been in a long time with any other map. Terminus kept me interested for quite a while, but even now it's like I don't have that much interest in playing it. I still think it's a great map, especially the boss fight is really good, but this map, Reckoning, it just kind of feels fun to play. It's got some of that charm that I've been missing from zombies for a very long time, and it's not perfect, it's still modern zombies, but it's better. It's kind of the best at handling the modern zombies experience. I think for more experienced players who are going to be better equipped to handle all the doppelgast spam and stuff, this could actually be a map that people will really like if they give it a chance. I do want to shift now to talk about the more in-depth parts of the map and discuss if these hold up and lead to making a great map, or if it falls off. We will start by talking about the new Wonder Weapon, as this is a good bridge between casual and hardcore players. After this, we will talk main Easter egg and story. Anyone can get the Wonder Weapon from the box and enjoy it that way, but more hardcore players will find and do the quest and get it assured and likely faster as well. They'll also be the ones to do the upgrade quests for it. So this felt like the perfect way to transition to the hardcore players. Let's first talk about the weapon and how it is as its base version, and then drift fully into hardcore territory and discuss the free acquisition quest and the upgrades. The Gorg Effects is immediately a win before even firing it, because it is a new weapon, and new weapons are very important to keep up player interest. But does it hold up on its own and make itself worth existing? When it comes to this biomechanical weapon, the answer is yeah. Listen, it's not the best wonder weapon on planet Earth. It's not. But again, it's new, so I appreciate it for that. And it is also pretty damn good. It's got a lot of ammo, and doing the charge shot is going to be the way that you want to use it, and it still only consumes 1 ammo even off a charged shot. I never even once worried about my ammo count with this thing, and so that is a good thing. It's also really good at crowd control because of that area of effect damage it does also lifts up zombies and will suspend that group. So it's pretty good at helping you if you're in some trouble, or if you're just trying to keep a group off you for a little bit longer while you're doing something. Not amazing, but it's new, it's fun, it looks interesting, it's kind of gross looking, the reload animation is really cool, so I give it props for that. Its acquisition quest is also not super easy. It's pretty straightforward, but it takes a bit of work, and it is pretty dang good. I like the acquisition quest for this thing. I'm not a huge fan of having to make vermin spawn out of zombies and then capture them into the test tube thing. I wish that it was just zombies in general, because the vermin spawns are just kind of random and not super consistent, so it gets a bit annoying doing that step. But otherwise, I think that it is a pretty good quest to get the thing. Once you have it, it's good. You can't Pack-a-Punch it, but you don't really need to be honest. However, once you do the upgrade quests, you can upgrade it then through Pack-a-Punch if you want to go that way. So there are only 2 upgrades, so there's technically 3 versions of this thing. And honestly, you don't really need to do any of the upgrades. You could just use the base weapon or not even use it. It depends on what you're doing. If you're just playing to play, go ahead, get the Gorg Effects. Upgrade it, pick one that you like. It doesn't totally matter that much. But if you're trying to do the boss fight, just use it to get through the Easter egg steps it's required for, and then get rid of it. It's not going to be that helpful. I prefer just going into the boss fight with like an AR and a shotgun. That works out great. So the Gorg Effects, it's good. I like it. Not great, but it is good. It has its own style. I'm all about it. More of this. More unique wonder weapons. I do not want to see recycled crap every single time. It is okay to bring back old wonder weapons. I'm a fan of it at times. Raygun Mark II, love that thing. Love seeing it. But don't make it the premier part of the new map. Add in a new wonder weapon, and then also be like, hey, we also brought back an old wonder weapon that you can enjoy. That's perfect. Alright, the Gorg Effects is another thumbs up and win for Reckoning. I think with that, it is time to move on to the Easter egg. The big question is if this Easter egg is any good, and if it's a good way to end the run of Black Ops 6 Zombies. What I have been looking for from Easter eggs is to get something more complex that takes more time to complete. And I am not just talking about the hunt itself. I am talking after guides are out and the more general player base is doing it. Does it take more than a few minutes to get through the steps? So far, Black Ops 6 has been a mixed bag in this regard. Liberty Falls is super fast, but that makes sense because it is the more casual map, so I don't fault it for that. Terminus has an amazing boss fight, but the steps leading up to that are very simple and short. You spend more time gearing up for the boss fight than anything else. Citadel started to get more complicated and was an exciting step in that direction. Then, the Tomb came and was somehow even faster than Terminus, and all you're doing is setting up for the boss fight, which was ass anyway. I hate the Tomb. Shattered Vale then went the Citadel route, sort of, and was longer. The best parts of Shattered Vale were the parts where you found secret areas to do steps in. But the Easter egg was mostly focused on the Wonder Weapon, which sucks when that is a recycled Wonder Weapon. Now we have Reckoning, and it is easily the most complicated Easter egg in Black Ops 6. There are many steps and a lot of things happening. It feels more like an older Easter egg, and I'm quite happy about that. It is harder than the rest of Black Ops 6, but I'm okay with that. It is nowhere near the levels of a complex Black Ops 3 map, and definitely not close to any Black Ops 4 map. I can be okay with that. I do typically like when an Easter egg is more difficult, but Reckoning is a decent spot. I think going just a little further with it could go a long way for the hardcore fans. I do find it funny that a mop bucket is what stopped this hunt in its tracks for a while. Thankfully, in that regard, nothing like the level of Revelations, but it was nice to see a gimmicky step that gave the community trouble. It reminded me of times gone. Now, where this Easter egg really calls back to old is with the 2 paths, which we haven't seen since Black Ops 2. The path where you fight Sam, or the path where you fight Richtofen. These 2 fights are similar, but play different and do have much different difficulties. The fight with Sam is generally much easier. I'd expect nothing less than Giga Chad Richtofen to be the tough battle, and he absolutely is. The only real difficult part of the Sam fight is when she launches shock area of effects all over the map. It can be very hard to avoid because they are almost everywhere, and they hurt. But getting through that fight shouldn't be too much trouble. Richtofen has 2 full phases, and both are challenging, but the second is psychotic. First phase, he's in a mech suit and is Uber Richtofen. He basically just plays like a bigger Uber Klaus, and given time, lots of time, you will get through this phase. The second phase sees Richtofen eject from the mech and start flying around with a jetpack. He has a Wunderwaffe, airstrikes, blast traps, and concussions. He will fuck you up if you lose focus for even 1 second, or are in a bad position for even a second. He deals a ton of damage and is fast. If you manage to beat him, you will find it is a rewarding feeling. I did this fight with a friend of mine who is superb at zombies. He is so damn skilled. And me, I'm good at zombies. Yet we both struggled in this fight mightily, and it took 2 attempts. 2 long attempts. We spent a full 30 minutes in this boss fight when we beat it. This is a high bar of challenge, but when you beat it, it is so satisfying. The feeling I got after beating Richthofen was like nothing I'd felt from zombies since probably Black Ops 4. This was excellent. Stressful, but excellent. Spoiler warning, I am about to talk about major story beats of Black Ops 6 and going forward, so if you have not seen the ending cutscene and you don't want to be spoiled, this is your time to step away. Finishing these fights leads to 2 different cutscenes which do both end the same. You kill Sam and Richthofen is reunited with his family. You kill Richthofen and of course he doesn't get his family, but Sam does get the human body she was seeking with taking over a body of Samantha Maxis. The end of both of these cutscenes ends with the crew we play with getting sucked into the Sentinel artifact and dumped into a universe where at least a version of the OG crew is there, with their Richthofen welcoming our Black Ops 6 crew to the party. Now is the time to jump to story because there is quite a lot to say here. So the story of this map has to be the conclusion of Black Ops 6. I have already heard many people say that it isn't, but it is. Maybe not what we expected. Sure, that's true. Not a great ending either. That's also true. But it is the end. The goal since Terminus has been the Sentinel artifact and Sam. We followed the trail to the artifact, we acquired it, Sam misled us, and we tracked her down to eliminate or free her. Either way it went, it ended with the Sentinel artifact dragging us, our crew, into a new universe and what will likely be the next chapter of zombies. What I've heard people say is that this is only promotional work for Black Ops 7, and while it absolutely is promotion for Black Ops 7, it isn't the only purpose it serves, and this also would not be the first time a zombies map left off on a big cliffhanger full of questions for what will come next. Black Ops 1 ended with Earth being blown up, and that led directly to Black Ops 2. So, do we say that Black Ops 1 didn't end its story because it led directly to Black Ops 2 and continued? Origins ended with the biggest what in the world moment that zombies has ever had and probably ever will have. It left so many questions floating around and didn't feel like a true end to that story. But it was. I recall at the time people weren't super happy with how that ended, but now it is loved. People want to hate on modern zombies, so they will, no matter what. What we have here is the end of Black Ops 6 leading directly into whatever waits in Black Ops 7. The crew we saw at the end is likely an alternate version from even Primus or Ultimus. How they exist and why they exist in this universe remain to be seen and understood. I must say that it is likely going to have to break Black Ops 4's end, which was a great end to the Aether story we knew. However, we don't know yet, and I believe we need to let Treyarch develop this story and see what is going to come of it. I just hope that it isn't at the detriment of Black Ops 4, but we can't say for sure that it is going to break the story that was, previously told. If that happens, oh yeah, I'm coming after them too, because you gotta find a way to, if you want those characters back, you gotta find a way to do it without ruining what came before. So, we will see what they do. I am giving them the chance to do this right, but it is a thin ice situation. The zombie stories that we have loved over the years have done some wild interdimensional and multiversal and timeline things. We have seen it before, and we may be seeing that kind of thing again. I am all for the wild story that can be told when using these methods within zombies. It is a fantastical world, so let it be that. We also still do have some things left unanswered from early Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare zombies, and even Cold War. Technically also unanswered stuff from Black Ops 4, now that we have the Sentinel artifact and Prima Materia, chaos things within Black Ops 6. How do all of these things exist here, and how will this come together? These are the questions that I am actually excited to learn the answers to, and I hope that we get a fully set crew to experience that through in Black Ops 7. Fingers crossed. Do I love this as an end for Black Ops 6? No, not really, but I don't hate it. It is simply put underwhelming. It doesn't deliver on all of the questions we want, but it is hopefully setting up for some interesting stuff and more answers into the next game. It is abundantly clear that the strikes caused this story to suffer. We only get to hear from Richtofen and Sam. Everyone else forgot how to speak since their VAs went on strike. All the way back in the tomb, we haven't heard from them. I support the strike and all, I just want these damn companies to pay their voice actors so we can actually get some real dialogue and storytelling. I believe that if the VA situation gets sorted and everyone can work to make this story actually get fleshed out, then we may be in for a treat going forward. Only time will tell, but as it stands, I think there are a few too many things left unanswered for now that I hope don't get forgotten about and are actually able to be explained soon in Black Ops 7. I have spent quite a lot of time in Reckoning now, and I will stand on this island all alone if I have to. But Reckoning is a great zombies map, and easily the best map to come out of modern zombies since Cold War. It is a game like Black Ops 6 that makes me reevaluate my thoughts on Cold War and realize it was worse than I believed. It is a map like Reckoning that makes me like Forsaken even less as the end to Cold War. Reckoning is a map that I can say actually makes me want to play it and enjoy it. I held on to Terminus being the best map of Black Ops 6 since launch, and I didn't expect that to change. But Reckoning surprised me in the best way, and I think that this is an amazing map and an amazing step towards hopefully something better and more like this and even better in Black Ops 7. Compared to Terminus, it does everything better except for the atmosphere. Terminus definitely has that on lock from anything recently. The closest thing is the boss fights. Reckoning and Terminus are the 1 and 2 spots for the best boss fights in Black Ops 6 for sure. Reckoning has some issues, of course, but overall, I do think that it is an amazing map. Reckoning itself is a top 20 map for me. I could see it ending up higher too. Take out the doppelgas. Please, Trek, listen to me right now. Reduce the doppelgas or get rid of them, alright? Help me out. It gets way better if you do that. I'd say that and the story elements are the things that hold it back from perfection. But the rest is a great move for modern zombies, and I want to see them keep pushing to make zombies a unique mode again with its own flair and charm and atmosphere. I have a feeling not many people will agree with what I had to say in this video, but I'm saying it anyway. Hate sells, but here I am today selling love because I really like this damn map. If you did agree, let me know in the comments below. Are you looking forward to Black Ops 7 Zombies? Will you be there for launch? Thanks for watching. Farewell. Until next time.